It's very simple. It looks like this. You get to pick the colors to match your brand, and you get to add your logo here, and it'll live at your domain /login. That's just kind of how it works. Very simple. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that you're going to see when you go to create a new membership site, you're going to go to administration, and you'll see that there's a new tab down here called membership. And you'll just come in here and you'll create a membership site using Ontraport pages. And you'll click new membership site, and you'll set some settings. We'll get into the details of that in a minute, but the primary thing is you'll create your domain. And the system will do some stuff. I'll show you what it does in a minute, but you'll set your domain, and then that will become all the pages on that domain will become kind of part of that membership site. They won't be protected automatically, but they'll be part of that site. And once they are hosted on the domain that you set here, you will be able to protect them by going into each individual page and setting new settings that you'll find in those individual pages. So what we did here is we created a membership site at this domain called Ontraport 175. Very creative. members-only.online. That's a new domain that you can use of ours if you want to use that sucker. And then, yeah, let's see. We should probably throw a logo up here, maybe just for good measure. And we'll get into what these settings are in a minute. But once we create that site, then what we can do is we can go, you'll notice that once you've created a site, you're going to get a new menu item down here so you can quickly get access to this list of membership sites you've got. But then you'll click on pages to go to your pages. And here we have a whole bunch of pages that we've created. And then what you can do, let's say we want to have a course overview page in our membership site. And so this will be a template that we'll give to you when we launch this thing. And there's just going to be a couple of new settings in here that are going to be important to understand. The first is, look, you guys are familiar, hopefully, with this thing called display settings. You go into an individual block, and you're able to decide who gets to see the block. By default, of course, everybody gets to see the block. But currently, you're able to show this block only to people who match certain criteria, right? You can set conditions. Only show this block to people who we have identified and who have purchased a certain product or whatever it might be. Well, what we've done is we've expanded that functionality. So these first three settings are the settings that you're used to now. We've added two more settings in here. And so now you can hide this block and show it only to either all logged in members or some logged in members. So all logged in members means they're going to have to log into your site, and I'll show you how login is done in a second. They're going to have to log into your site, and then they'll have access to this block. And if you choose some logged in members, then you've got this condition thing here. So they're going to have to log into your site, and then you can set conditions on who can see this content, right? So you might create a field called membership level, and you might only show this to logged in users who have membership level equal to gold or something like that. So that's one way that you can show and hide various parts of your site, blocks, to particular users. Now, that's cool, but you don't want to have to go through every block on every page to hide if you want to hide an entire page, right? So what have we done? We've taken the same concept and we've added it to the page level. So now here we are at the top level, and where you drag elements onto the page, and there's this settings tab here, and we've created a new menu item in here called display settings, just like the block. And now what you can do is do the same thing for the entire page that you used to just be able to do for an individual block. So who can see this page? Well, everyone, that'll be the default. Anonymous visitors only, identified visitors only, so that means people who we have cookied and we know who they are. some identified visitors, that means people that we've cookied and matched certain criteria. And then we have all logged in visitors, all logged in members. If you've logged in, then you can see this page. And then the final one is some logged in members. So if you've logged in and you meet certain criteria. And I'll show you how this works in a second. So this one is all logged in members because this is the overview page. And so in order to get access to this page, you need to log in. And you'll be able to see the course overview, right? So this is lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And then there's just one little setting here that says, if they don't have access to this page, if somebody tries to visit this URL and they don't have access to the page, well, where should we send them, right? So it's the redirect setting. If you're familiar with PilotPress, it's the same thing in PilotPress. Most membership sites have something similar. And so what have we done? We've selected an Ontraport landing page that says go to the sales page, right? If you don't have access to this site, then that's because you're not a member. So we're going to send you off to the sales page where we try to convince you to become a member, right? Okay, so that is how you hide content from users. So you can set conditions. So this is all logged in members. But say, let's go back to our overview pages, and we want to release content over time, for example. Maybe we have a lesson that we want to release one lesson every week. Well, what we would do is we'd come in here and we'd look at those display settings. And this says we're only going to allow some logged in members, not every logged in member, but just some logged in members. And so there's conditions here. What are the conditions? Oh, it's not ready. It's not set up yet. Well, what would the condition be? It would be field is this value. No, I've created a field, a custom field. And remember, this is all set up for you. When you install a campaign, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But I'd say membership levels, it contains week 1. And so if this contact has a membership level that is equal to week 1, then they'll have access to this page. If they don't have access to this page, they'll go to the redirect setting over here. But if they do have access, then they'll just see the page. Of course, we would use a campaign to add membership levels to each individual contact week after week after week. So you'd say, wait a week, add a level, wait a week, add a level, and then people will get new access over time to these various pages. So that is how you block access to individual pages using Ontraport membership. So that's concept 1. It's fairly simple, very powerful and flexible. A million different ways to think about how you can manage your content. As we do here at Ontraport, we create power tools, and this is definitely a powerful way of managing access to your pages, because you can do it based on anything any kind of data that you store in the contact record. Not any data, but a good chunk. Any field value, tags, purchases, stuff like that. You'll see that this condition list is a limited list of conditions. It's pretty significant, though. You guys are familiar with this already if you've used display conditions in blocks, because it's all the same. Okay, so that's concept 1. That's how we hide content from anonymous, not logged in users. Now, how do we give people access to the thing? So that takes two steps, right? First of all, we have to get them a login, and then they have to actually go and log in. And in PilotPress, oh man, it's a little bit of a hassle. There's the way that we manage passwords is kind of dumb. We're still sending passwords in plain text because the way that login works with WordPress is kind of lame, and it's just not totally ideal. Also, you got to create a login page if I'm not mistaken, and make sure it's a lot of kind of steps you got to take yourself. With this situation, it is much simpler. All of the stuff around login, forgot password, setting your password, it's all happened automatically with system-generated pages. So here's what happens. When you go in here and create a new membership site, we automatically create for you 3 system-generated pages and 2 system-generated emails. And we manage the process kind of automatically. So what are the pages that we create for you? Well, they are Let's see, where are they? We've got a bunch of pages on this. So this is a list of all the pages that are on this domain. So as soon as you host a page on your membership domain, then it will show up here. And let's see, where is our, here it is. Okay, register, password, and lastly, login is one. Okay, so here it is. So here's the pages that we make for you. The first one that's important is this login page. And it's very simple. It looks like this. You get to pick the colors to match your brand, and you get to add your logo here, and it'll live at your domain /login. That's just kind of how it works. Very simple. So when people get a login, they'll come to this page. If they forgot their password, they'll click on here, and they'll enter their password here, and it'll send them an email, of course, to reset their password. All handled automatically. You don't need to think about it. Okay, going back, where'd it go? Here it is. Going back one, we've created 2 other pages for you. One of them you won't be able to see right now. One of them is this reset password page, which you just saw. And then the last one is this register page, which you can't see it right. Oh, I guess you can see it. Awesome. And it's basically just this. Create your password. Type it in twice to confirm it's correct. And this is what they'll do after you give them access. So here's how it works. So those are the pages that we've created for you. And then going to individual contacts, you get a contact here. Let's see, this contact. I'll just put my name in here, Landon Ray. Now you'll see memberships is an area here, and membership sites. And you'll create a new membership site subscriber for this. You don't have to do this. Oh, I gotta give this person an email address. Let's see, support@ontraport.com. Okay, memberships. And here it is. Of course, you don't have to do this manually. I'm just showing you how to do it manually right now. But you decide what site you want to give them access to, this one here, and then you create it as enabled. So there's 3 statuses: disabled, enabled, and suspended. I'll talk about those in a minute. Enabled, and you save it, and that is all you got to do. The system is going to automatically send out an email that says, hey, you got access to our membership site. Click here to set your password and log in, and it will take them to that password registration page, which I think I just showed you, maybe this one right here, create password. And when they save it, it will log them in, and they will now be a registered user. So that's how you give people access to your site manually. You can also, of course, do it in a campaign, and I'll show you how that's done right now. So we will go back to campaigns, and we've created a couple of campaigns for you. These will be shared in the marketplace when we launch this thing. And there's 2 different models that we're sharing. One is if you want to give access to all of your content immediately, and the other is if you want to drip access over time. Of course, you can mix and match and do both and kind of handle it however you want, but we've kind of created 2 simplified campaigns that demonstrate how this works. So just to make it simple, we'll start with this all access immediately campaign. So let's just take a look at this. We'll edit this thing. So here's how it works. Somebody is, in this case, submits a form, and like a sales form, right? If they purchase your product, you create an order form, and you host it on the internet. And then you can create a trigger that says contact submits this order form and the order is successful. That's the trigger. Of course, any contact and account can trigger this thing, and they move down. Now you have a new element called update membership access. And all you do is you select your membership site and you select enabled, and boom. That membership is created for them. That email goes out that says, "Hey, you got access. Set your password," and it's handled. They now have access to your site. So that is pretty much the long and short of the 2 main concepts that you need to have. How do we hide content from the public, and then how do we give access to individual people? So with those concepts kind of understood, I'm going to give you a little tour of these two campaigns that we're going to add to the marketplace, and show you kind of how they work and how you can use them to launch a site very quickly. So this is the first one, and it is, again, it's the sort of all access immediately. As you know, if you reference pages in any pages that are referenced, I should say, in a campaign, get added to your account along with the campaign when you install it. So we've created this trigger here that just references a whole bunch of pages, and so they get added to your account. And you can delete that later once the thing is installed. But what does this thing do? Again, if they submit an order form, and the order form will come with this campaign, so you can just kind of tweak it a little bit and it'll work. If they submit the order form, then it gives them access to the site. It sends them an additional email in addition to the system-generated one. What does this email say? I'm going to take a quick preview. Hi, welcome to our members area. We just sent you an email with a link that will take you to the site where you can set your password and log in. Look out for the email and let's get started. We're excited you joined the community and we're looking forward to supporting you and reaching your goals. So that's what the email says. So they'll end up getting 2 emails. Of course, if you don't want that, you can change it. No big deal. And then I've just created here a very simple kind of reminder if they don't log in. So this is a goal that says user logs in for the first time. Hopefully they actually log in, they get that email, they click the link and they log in. If they don't do that in a day, we just send out a reminder. Hey, you didn't, what does it actually say? Something like, seems like you haven't logged into your members area yet. Just want to make sure everything's okay. You should have received an email that starts with complete your registration. Search your email and click the link in there so you can get started, like that. You can even create a task for yourself if you wanted to, or whatever, to just make sure people get logged in. And that's it. That's the whole process of getting set up. Over here, we have a whole, and this explains it. This column is to remove access to your site if a subscription payment fails. If your if your site isn't subscription based, then this won't do anything, and you can just delete the whole column. But you can, I don't need to go through this right now, but basically, if an order is charged and it fails, then it says, hey, you got declined. There's a page that we added to your site that is where they can go to update their credit card. And then we kind of give them a week to do that, and then we suspend access so that they can't have access to your site anymore until they update their credit card. And then we tell them that in a second email. Now you're locked out. Go update your credit card, and then when that credit card is updated, we reinstate access. Very simple. That's all there is to it. And let's see, the last thing I want to show you is that there's this checklist over here that'll pop open the first time you open this campaign, and it shows you exactly what you need to do to launch this site. The first thing is it shows you where your site is hosted. So this is the order form that we've included with this campaign. Looks pretty. And when people fill that out, they will this trigger will be activated, and they'll move down the thing and get access. So you want to go update that order form just to make sure that it has your logo and any content you want to have here. You'll also need to put your gateway on the form, and so that's one thing you got to do. That's step 1. Number 2 is you need to complete this map, and it explains how to do it. There's only 2 elements that you need to update, and you can click these links right here to get to them. This one, you need to just update this with your product, and the other one is the same thing. Down below, you need to update this with your product, and that's all you need to do on the map. Then you can publish the campaign so that everything kind of starts to work, and then let's see what's next. Edit your membership site domain. This is kind of cool. If you go back to, and this actually takes you right there, you can click on this and it'll take you to the membership list, the list of membership sites. You'll click on your site, and if you change this domain to, for example, your own domain that you've pointed the name servers to us, it'll ask you if you want the system to update all the pages on your membership site so that they remain part of your site on this new domain. So you just click yes, and we'll rehost all those pages onto your new domain. Very simple. And then lastly, you want to, well, I guess second to lastly, you want to customize your pages and your emails. You can click right here on the pages, and it'll take you to a group of the pages that you'll want to update. These are all the pages that we've included, or that we, actually this isn't all of them. Why? There we go. There's all the pages that we included, that we will include. Some of these may not be included depending on which model you use, whether it's the drip or the immediate access. There's a bunch of beautiful pages. Here's the overview kind of sales page that we'll include in this thing. Obviously, you'll want to update these pages, put your own videos here, delete the blocks that you don't want to use, put your own imagery, descriptions, all this stuff. So a bunch of really beautiful blocks that we've included in this thing. And FAQs, so you get a little work to do to customize your pages, of course. So you'll get through there, and then you'll want to do the same thing with those emails. There's just a few emails that are included with this thing, and so you will want to just update those suckers. Oh no, your subscription payment was declined. It's fine the way it is, but you'll probably want to, I don't know, throw your logo on there or use your own style. And then lastly, give people access. So the two ways that people get access are either to fill out your order form, or if you just add them to the campaign manually, it's going to skip the order form and you'll give them access for free. They'll get access and boom, down they go, and they'll have access for free if you just add them to this campaign manually. And that's it. That's all there is to it to launch a membership site. Quickly, I'll go through the other campaign. It's very similar. Drip access. It's the same exact thing, same exact instructions. Everything is literally exactly the same. The only difference is that we've created this system of dripping content to your members over time. So here we update membership levels. Again, that's a field that we created. That field will get added to your account automatically. No need to worry about that. But you update the membership level to week 1, then we send out an email that says welcome new member. 7 days later, we update the membership to week 2, and we send out an email that says, hey, now you have access to week 2, go check it out. And then this needs to say week 3, there we go. And then now you have access to week 3. Obviously, if you have more weeks, or if you want to do it monthly, you just, add elements here, or change this weight to 30 days instead of 7, or however it is you want to do it. And then again, over here we have the column that manages their subscription payments if they need to be locked out and reminded to pay in case their card bounces. And lastly, this thing here, again, you can just delete that. That's just to make sure you get all the pages that come with this thing. Okay, so that is all there is to launching your website. If you're going to use the campaigns that we built for you, I recommend doing it that way. If you do want to do it on your own, then let's just walk through what that would take. You'll go to the membership collection. You'll probably do it in administration, like I said, because this menu item will only show up after you've created a membership level. It'll show up automatically, or sorry, a membership site. So you'll come here, click on membership sites. You'll click new membership site, and you'll pick a domain. So new domain, use our domain, and it'll be online demo at membersonly.com, and you save that. You can upload your logo. You decide on what your brand color is, purple. And then we've got a couple of settings here that we'll just go through, and then we'll do questions, and that'll wrap this thing up. The first setting is login redirects. Where do you want the user to go when they log in? And you can have them go to different places depending on the criteria in there, or on your own criteria as it relates to the information in their contact record. So, how does it work? You create these rules. If this is true, field is week. Let's see. Sorry, membership levels contains week 1. then I'm going to go to content week 1, save. Now that's one rule. Now it looks like a little bit of last minute cleanup there, guys, if the team is looking at that. Now I can add a second rule. If it equals week 2, field is this value, membership levels contains week 2. Then we'll go to the week 2 page, which is right here, save. I don't know which one's which, but okay. So now, one of the things that it says here is that these rules run in order from first to last. Now, the way we've got it set up is that a particular contact is going to get the week 1 value and the week 2 value in week 2 and the week 3 value in week 3. So you want to make sure that you reorder these so that, because the first match is where we're going to send them. So for example, if it says week 2, if they have that value for week 2, it will send them to week 2, but if they don't, it'll go down to the next rule and it'll say, oh, do they have the value for week 1? Yes, okay, this is where we will send them then. So that's good, we gotta have that. And then the suspended redirect. So what is this? Suspended is, so there's 3 values for the particular membership. It can be disabled, which means their login will not work. It means it can be enabled, which means it will work, and it'll follow these login redirects. And then the third possibility is that it can be suspended. This is for use when they haven't paid their monthly subscription fee or whatever, and you want to ignore these login redirect rules and send them somewhere special, typically a form where they can update their credit card data. So you would pick here this update credit card form, and that's where they will be sent if they log in and their login is suspended. Also, they won't have access basically any page that requires a login to access if they're suspended, they'll end up on this page. Okay, so when we save this thing, these pages and messages will get created. I'll show you how that works. Oops, we're gonna demo membership. Save this sucker. And boom, it says we've generated the following pages for you. Online login, online members only register, and reset password. Now you can protect any page. Just go to pages, click on page settings, then display settings, and then there you can protect your pages. To give members access to the site, add them to a campaign with the update membership element. Or you can just go to rules or to a specific contact record and add them manually. So that's how that works. And you can see that if I go back in here, I now have these 2 emails and 3 pages. The emails you can edit in this kind of trick little editor that we're going to pop up here. So this is complete your registration. This is the email that's going to automatically go out when you add them. You can edit this thing right here. And that's the email that's going to go out, but you can edit it up so that you like it. And then here is the reset password. Like if they say I forgot my password, then they'll get this email, which is looking a little weird also. Again, we'll need to get that nailed down before we release this thing. Last minute details, guys. I think that's about it.